Hello and welcome to my game Skyjumper. This is a 2D Unity platformer game with an endless format where the main objective of the game is to collect as many coins as possible while jumping from platform to platform and dodging bullets from enemies. I created this game with my friend Jason Richards, who also has some Unity experience. And this is different from my original game idea, which I found to be a bit too ambitious to do alone within the time frame that I had, so I decided to bring along my friend and we came up with the idea of Skyjumper. This game is inspired by one of my favorite classic games, Icy Tower, which has a similar gameplay style to my game as well. We also took inspiration from the game Bloons Super Monkey, and this is where you're able to upgrade your weapons if you have enough coins, and it'll allow you to get through the game much easier. We tied in both of these concepts when creating Skyjumper. So basically you start off with the standard gun and try to get as high as possible while shooting enemies and collecting coins. And once you're able to collect enough coins, you can upgrade your current gun to one that releases more bullets and causes more damage to your enemies, making the game much easier to play with. The basic layout of the game has your score and high score on the bottom left, and the number of your lives on the top left and coins to the top right. And now there are also power-ups to the right, where you can either purchase a bubble for a shield, which would give you an extra life, or a jetpack to get a short boost whenever you press down the W key. We were able to achieve this endless style background by creating a script to loop through our rendered sprite that we use for our background and have it continuously be in the background at a static position while everything else was moving. In this script, we also attempted to create a level system where the program would toggle to a space sprite sheet once the player reached a certain height, but unfortunately this functionality only works part of the time. We also had to place a script on two of our platforms to make them randomly spawn based off of a given range. And to do this, we had to make the platform itself a prefab and continuously re-instantiate it within the code. Doing this saved us a ton of time since we didn't have to manually create our entire layout of the game, since we wanted it to be very similar to a retro endless style game that was pretty addicting. As far as our assets for the game, my partner Jason created the enemy and the enemy bullet using Photoshop, and we got our main character Bunny from itch.io from the user Hades948. A majority of our other assets were also taken from itch.io, except our coin asset, which was from the Unity Asset Store. We attempted to get assets that gave the game a similar art style and the same feel, and to make the game look as uniform as possible, and we think that we did that. Now for all of our sounds, we got them from Zapsplat, and we think it definitely added to the overall gameplay when we added sounds to the shooting, the killing, and the dying portion of the game. As far as the resources that we used to make this possible, YouTube was definitely a huge component of that. Brackeys in particular helped us get a good understanding for a basis to know how to set up and format many of the components that are in our game. And Lost Relic Games, his YouTube channel gave us a lot of insight when we were creating enemy scripts on how to get them to interact with the player. And also Code Enemy was also a very big help in getting our endless background component to work properly, especially given the fact that it took a lot of effort for us to get it to work. When looking back in hindsight, creating this game was a great experience, and I definitely was able to learn a lot. We created this game initially with the thought of starting it off with a very small sample of what we wanted in the end, and we gradually built on top of that. And if we had more time, what we probably would add would be to create distinct levels that would trigger once you reach certain heights. And we'll probably continue to work together to make that happen, given the fact that we really did enjoy creating this game. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the game.